Please join me for a moment of silence while we cold start the Mustang GT. Welcome to another exciting episode of Mike Fixed It. Mike Fixed It is my YouTube channel. My name is Mike, and I am the proud owner of a 2019 Mustang GT Convertible. And I just felt like going out for a little drive-in vlog, so here it is. I'm glad you can join me on the ride. The sweet music of rev matching. And I'm going to switch over to quiet mode just for now for this little drive, just so it's not drowning out the audio. If any of you watched some of my earlier vlogs, I mentioned that when I originally ordered the car, I did not get the active exhaust. And I called up the dealership a little bit later and asked if it could be added onto the order, and they said yes. And I have to tell you, I'm really glad I did. I love the active exhaust. There's a time and a place for the exhaust to be quiet. And I appreciate, when I want to make it quiet, it's nice to be able to do that at the touch of a button. At the same time, there's a time and a place for it to be really loud and raucous, and I really appreciate being able to do that as well. And I like all the settings in between. So Ford, I have to thank you. You got it together for these 2018-2019 Mustangs with the active exhaust. It's a feature that adds $1,000 or so to the price, and I highly recommend it because, bang for the buck, enjoyment for the buck. I absolutely am an advocate for the active exhaust. So congratulations, Ford. I think you got it right. And if anyone is considering a car, at the very least, do yourself a favor. Go out and test drive one of the models that has the active exhaust and see if you like it for yourself. In my last video, I gave reasons why all of you should get a Mustang convertible. And there's been some questions that I've received about the convertible. One of the questions I've gotten several times about the convertible is it noisy because the top is fabric? And I can tell you unequivocally, no, it is not noisy. In fact, it is a nice thick layer. I'm sure that there's some padding in here. There's an inside layer, there's an outside layer, it feels like there's like a skeleton in here, so there's the frame. Ford thought of the fact that when you're inside this car, it's for the most part a fairly luxurious interior. The only time I notice that there's a cloth top and I notice the sound difference is if I am sitting parked in traffic and maybe I'm waiting at a light and there's other cars that are wishing past me. Sometimes it sounds like, let me give you an example. If you have a hard top and your back windows are open just a crack, you might get a little bit of sound in through those back windows. And because there's a big swath of cloth in the, where the back pillar would be, you do hear a little bit of sound through the cloth in that area. But when you're moving, it all sort of mellows out. It really kind of goes away. If you're concerned about noise in getting the convertible top, do not be. And another related issue with the quality of the top is, does it get cold? Well, no, it doesn't. It's remarkably well insulated. Whatever it is that's serving as a sound deadening agent and, buffering the outside sound is also working as an insulation. So I have never felt that this car was cold or drafty in any respect due to the soft top. Another factor that was a consideration when I was purchasing the convertible is the body stiffness. Now, I test drove both convertibles and hardtops. I don't feel that there's an appreciable difference between the convertible in terms of body stiffness and the fastback, the hardtop. I will say this, maybe it's just placebo, but I do feel like the car is stiffer when the top is up. But when the top is down, I have had no problem whatsoever with handling. Now, let me remind you, this car is bone stock. I have the Performance Pack 1, I have the Magna Ride, and, you know, frankly, I'm just not beating on this car as hard as some people might be. I'm still in my break-in period, and, you know, I've kind of been babying it, but when I've hit the twisties, I have been, you know, giving it a little bit of something. I'm very, very happy with the stiffness of this vehicle. Remember that Ford built this vehicle from the ground up knowing that it was going to be a convertible. They did not take a hardtop and then chop off the hardtop and decide after the fact that they were going to make a convertible out of it. This car was designed as a convertible, and as such, they reinforced the vehicle, and they really did an amazing job in providing a high level of sportiness without adding a ton of weight. Really, this car, it just handles fantastically. It is buttoned down to the road. Mind you, I am now driving on all-season tires. I took off the summer tires, and I don't know if you can see out here, there's, you know, icicles hanging off of the rock formations here as we get closer to the Delaware River. Really, the car hasn't skipped a beat. I have never felt like stiffness of the body was at all an issue as a result of being a convertible. So should you let body stiffness stop you from purchasing the convertible? Absolutely not. So what else is different about the Mustang GT Convertible? Well, the back seats are a little bit different. How about this? Here's some fun trivia. The back seats on the convertible are a little bit more narrow than the hardtop. Now, why is this? The reason is because some of the sides of the car and back are dedicated to housing the mechanicals, the frame and the motors that retract the top. So the shoulder room in the back seat of the convertible is less than the coupe, but the advantage to there being less shoulder room is that puts each of the seats a little bit inboard. Now, what does that mean to a passenger in the back? Well, that means they're not going to be looking directly into the back of my head when they're looking straight forward. They actually, since they're sitting a little bit on the inside, they can see over my shoulder. They're looking past my headrest, so you actually get somewhat of a forward view when you're in the back seat. You're raised up a little bit, and not only that, but you're inside, you're slightly inboard from the driver and the passenger, so if you are in the back seat, you have this really nice view looking forward. So that's an advantage. There you go, I'll bet you didn't know that. Here's another little surprise I found out about the back seat. I don't think it folds down. I went through my manual and it says how to fold down the back seat, and it says that there's tabs sort of up by the outboard shoulders, and you pull the tab and the seat folds down. Well, I have looked and I don't think my seats fold down, and I think that that just might be an attribute of the convertible. It might just be how it's built. If any of you have an 18 or 19 convertible and there is a way to fold down the back seat, I'd love to find out. For right now, I'm going to assume that the back seat does not fold down unless one of you can tell me otherwise. In past videos, I have done some synchronized two-camera work, but how many of you noticed that we have a new vantage point for the GoPro? Did anyone notice that? Well, I picked up an accessory, and I have to tell you, this is perhaps the best $11 I've spent in a long time. I bought a clamp. The brand name is Smart Rig, and it is a little clamp that has a GoPro mount at one end, and then it has sort of like a pipe clamp type affair on the other end, and right now I have it mounted on the passenger headrest post. There's a lot of products out there now that you can get very inexpensively. This particular camera mount is built phenomenally. It's all metal. It's all metal. The machining is really nice. So kudos to this company. Uh-oh, bridge out, half a mile ahead, local traffic only. What have I done? What have I done? We'll see. We'll see in half a mile.
I fixed it.